is the Deputy Chief of Police for the City of Anaheim. He oversees daily operations for the department of nearly 800 full-time and volunteer members and a $120 million budget. Craig is the graduate of several prestigious law enforcement leadership programs, including the FBI National Academy, Command College, Post Leadership Institute, and the Delinquency Control Institute at USC. He holds a bachelor's in organizational leadership and a master's degree in criminal justice from Chapman University. So, Craig?
Thanks, Brian. I won't take a long time, but I just wanted to, first of all, congratulate Andrew on the progress he's made so far. I met Andrew when I was running for sheriff, and although that didn't work out well for me, I'm hoping better for Andrew. But I learned a lot about the responsibilities of all of us in terms of politics, and so I think the important part about my bio, maybe it wasn't there, is I've been a government employee for 34 years. Some people look at that one way. I'm just telling you, I've had 34 years of city councils. And it's important to know a good city council from a bad one. It's important to know, I think, the importance of local politics. And I think, in many ways, the decisions made at the local level impact you much more than even at the national level. And if you think that politics is about, as I do, roads and bridges and public safety, and look around the county or around the country and see the decisions that local politicians are making, those are the things that affect you and your children, and how long it takes you to get to work, and whether you feel safe in your home. Local politics is where it all starts. And I don't know what Andrew's plans are after Laguna, after his 2 terms in Laguna Hills. But it's also the breeding ground for the next level. And so we need to build a foundation at the local level when we can. The reason I'm encouraged to help Andrew is because part of my experience of being in government is that I know things can go sideways if you don't do it right. And my experience has been in many eras of over those 34 years that sometimes government thinks their job is to hold people down, to put them into a box, to build a fence around what they're trying to do. And they end up over-regulating business to a great extent. And that impacts all of us, because when you're not collecting sales tax and the guy who wants to spend the money to go into business is told he can't do it the way that he wants to invest his money, and he ends up going out of business because you tried to make him have a different business model, that's not good for any of us. It's not just the individual business owner. That's a restaurant you can't eat at anymore. It's a place you can't go to have a drink at anymore. It's a place you can't shop for clothes or for toys for your kids because the city said you can't have a sign or you can't be open, past a certain time, or you have to be a restaurant, you can't be a bar. And many times the things that cities do don't make sense. And it's difficult oftentimes for council members to understand all of that, and they're being told a lot of times by professional staff in the city, kind of what decision to make. And so, another thing about Andrew, and it was alluded to a minute ago, is not to demean anyone, but look, it's 2012. You have to be smart to be a council member. The decisions that you're trying to make are complicated, and sometimes people get on council who are just good people, and that's great. But if you can't study the issues, if you can't be prepared on Tuesday night for the decisions that you need to make, you might make a bad decision. And I don't think I've ever met anyone smarter than Andrew Blount, honestly. He is literally a brilliant, brilliant person, and I know that he'll show up prepared for every council meeting to make the right decisions. The last thing I want to say is, I understand there's probably a little bit different politic in the room. I mean, it's a big group here. My belief is that government is about providing basic services. I think Andrew believes that. If you believe that, then you also have to believe that the social things that we need, helping the homeless, helping people who don't have the same means, comes from your own pocket. It It doesn't come from government as much as we can. That's what the founding fathers said. And so to me, the proof in the pudding with Andrew is he believes that. Because part of my job in Anaheim, you sit on some boards, and Andrew will open his heart and open his pocketbook and support those things that we as individuals should be supporting and not government. So he's true blue, and I think that's another thing about that Andrew that I really love, and another reason why I think that you should support him. And I know I wasn't supposed to say this part, but another lesson I learned from running for sheriff is it's not cheap. There's envelopes on the table, and I'm sure that Andrew could appreciate you.